Hi everyone and welcome to day 2 of Veganuary 2017. How are you getting on? It's great, isn't it? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Today I wanted to talk about something particularly important because 2nd of January is when most people who have a regular job have to go back to work. Everyone has to go back to work, and for a new vegan that throws up a whole new range of issues and possibly problems as well. So let's dive right in and address being vegan at work. Not always the easiest thing. I was the vegan in the office, pretty much the whole office. There were vegetarians, and that's nice because you'll get some moral support from them, and they'll be pretty happy to hear that you've gone vegan, especially if you've gone from a lifestyle of eating meat and, you know, consuming animal products. Being vegan in the office is very interesting, or in any kind of workplace where it is that you work, whether it's, you know, a factory or a building site or a hospital or wherever, and it can be a little bit tricky, especially if you've got a very busy job. So the first thing to remember is you will have to say no a lot, and you will have to learn how to say no very nicely when you're the vegan at work. People offer you cupcakes, or the boss comes around with a box of Quality Street, the lovely chocolates you get in the tin that smell so lovely. Oh look, client sent us this box of chocolates. Here, have some. And you have to sit there and say, no thank you, I'm vegan. Anyway, you get over it. It's fine after a while. You really get used to doing it, and it doesn't bother me in the slightest to say no thank you. People will usually offer just to be polite because they're never quite sure what it is that I eat. So they'll say, do you want one of these? I wasn't sure if I should offer them to you. So you've got to reassure people, yes, it's okay for them to offer you things, and always stay polite, always be nice. And then you can say, no thank you, very politely, and we all move on. Now, the brilliant thing about this is that it's fantastic for your waistline. I can't stress how many pounds I lost when I went vegan, purely because I had to say no to so many things. People offering me cakes at work and biscuits, and, you know, the kind of food that people bring on their birthday. Oh, here, have a sausage roll. No. So don't worry. I mean, that's just an added bonus, is that you get to lose some weight when you first go vegan. But yes, you do have to say no. When it comes to snacks at work, if you have vending machines in your place of work, again, you have to be a little bit careful because you can't read the ingredients before you get them out of the vending machine. So you may find yourself sticking to the vending machines that have the apples and oranges in, or maybe just avoiding them completely until you really get the hang of what you can and can't have, because there's nothing worse than putting your money into the vending machine thinking, yes, I'll have those crisps, they look nice. What? And then you can't eat them, and then, you know, that's disappointing for everyone, and you can't get your money back because it's a machine. And anyway, so if you're lucky enough to have some sort of staff canteen, or if you usually eat in a staff restaurant, again, you're going to have to ask a lot of questions. If you've got decent catering staff, they should already have some sort of list of allergens. This is very useful for vegans. You know, the laws that require people to have lists of allergens, or that they feel compelled to do so to help their customers. It can be very, very useful for us, because the things that vegans don't eat usually show up on those allergen lists. So that's really handy if you can get hold of one for your staff restaurant. Otherwise, if you're really, really stuck and there's no one to ask, and it's just like a self-service and you don't know what to have, what I usually go for is either chips, which are usually cooked in some sort of vegetable fat, or a baked potato with baked beans. So chips and baked beans, or baked potato and baked beans, maybe a little bit of side salad. Forget the dressing, don't put any of the spread or margarine or anything on your potato because you don't know what's in it, and most of them do actually contain buttermilk, which is a real pain. There are a few spreads which are safe ones, which you will find. Vitalite is a really easy one to find. Some of the supermarkets owns, but you really have to trawl and go through all the ingredients lists, which can be quite frustrating because, I mean, there are the vegan approved butters and things, and of course it's not real butter, but they are quite expensive. So if you really want to be on the safe side at home, get those. So in the staff canteen, obviously fruit and vegetables will be your best friend. Okay, if you don't know what else to have, fill up on fruit and vegetables. Baked potato and chips are my staples when I'm really stuck for something to eat, and I'll usually see if I can have some hummus with it, or a bit of salad, or some baked beans, which are very, very safe foods to eat, which are usually vegan. But just be careful. you know, of any kind of dressings or spreads or anything that they're going to put on there. Now, if you're lucky drinks wise, you may have a cafeteria that sells drinks with soya milk. Some of the bigger companies like Barclays in Poole actually has an in-house Starbucks, I think, which is quite awesome. And they will obviously do you a proper soy coffee, which is wonderful, and you're like, hey, check me out. But a lot of them don't, so you may find yourself drinking black coffee for a little while until you know, get organised and start bringing your own things in to eat and drink. So it's a little bit challenging in the workplace, I have to say. You do have to be prepared. I would always carry a little bag or a little basket of food. I'd have snack pots of fruits and nuts and things I could eat, and cereal bars I knew were safe or that I'd cooked myself, so I knew exactly what was in them, and then lunches that I'd prepared for myself, so again I knew what was in them and I knew that was going to be safe. So in the workplace, yeah, remember to be nice to people. They will be curious, and it is a really good place to actually share your story of why you've gone vegan or why you're trying vegan, you know, and get other people interested in it as well, in sort of a safe environment, because in the workplace, especially in corporate sort of workplace, in the offices, people are more likely to be cordial and well behaved. In a sort of a more factory or building site, that may not be the case quite so much, but I always found my colleagues were really polite and really interested and just curious about what it was, and because it was something different to talk about in between taking calls, you know. So yeah, I hope that's gone well for you, your first day back at work, if you've gone back to work today. If you don't work, you know, in an employed capacity, or if you don't go to a place of work, or if you work from home, or if you're a full-time parent, or you're not working at the moment, it does make it a little bit easier. I'll be honest, it does. There are fewer challenges because you're at home and you're making your own food, which is wonderful. But at the same time, you know, pros and cons. If you're at work, you will be saying no to more, so you will find you lose a few pounds kind of by accident, so that's quite cool. So let me know how you're getting on. Leave a comment below. Ask a question if there's anything you'd like to know. I would love to help you. I'm always here if you've got any questions about vegan food, living the vegan lifestyle. I've been doing it for a few years now, so I can, you know, pass on things that I've learned, that, you know, tips that I've picked up along the way. Nobody knows everything, but we've all got something to share. So share your story below. I'd love to hear from you.